All right, so blue-white skies. This version that someone had submitted referred to it as all-in Sephara. So Skyblade here, you may pay 1 and tap 4 untapped creatures you control with flying instead of paying this card's casting cost. We've got Incubation here to help us find this. I'm not quite sure if this is worth playing in here. Hey, Spencer, thanks for continuing on that sub-gifty. Welcome back. Yeah, this deck is notably not playing any of the Eagle, which I'm not sure is correct. Like, I'm not certain that, like, consistently getting to this is a good enough payoff and not having any lords. So this is very different than the blue-white skies build that we played, the iterations we played yesterday, and ultimately the one that we ended up liking at the end that was close to one of my websites. So again, a lot of the decks we play here are viewer-submitted lists, so we're going to give this build that someone had submitted a try. We'll play 2 or 3 matches with it. We'll talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, compare it to the one that we played yesterday, etc. Hey, Stunt Bum, thank you for the 9 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hot take, Pike. Modern hasn't been healthy since Splinter Twin was banned. People act, the people that act like Hagak is like this unique new thing to Modern, and like Modern hasn't always been a dumpster fire, just crack me up. That format's been a dumpster fire for years. Literal years. FNC Sunshine, thank you for the 2/3 of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are on this Wednesday. Well, at least that doesn't have reach. Any untapped land here is great. If we hit an untapped land, we would have been able to go this into this. Would you feather in a twin world? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That deck could probably be built that it's like when Twin, Pod, and Jund were the big 3, you could probably build like a tier 2 feather deck. Good luck, teamer guy. Let's go. It's adorable that they're not conceding. I don't think teamer can beat a 7/7 with lifelink, no. Hey, Ais, thank you for the half of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yes, this is a blue-white skies deck without any lord effects. It's like maxing on ways to get to Sephara and then protect it. Well, not quite all in on protection, but we got some protection. Alright, Aether Gust sounds great here. Spell Pierce probably isn't very good. Devout Decree is probably not great. Let's leave a cheeky spell person. Well, Sephara doesn't make herself indestructible. You remember? Anybody else remember Vraska's Contempt? It's been so long, chat. It's been so long. I think I want to hold up Dispersal here to counter Arisen Reef. We've had a pretty good day, Ozzy Pants. We had 2 really good modern sets this morning with some tier 2 decks. And we had good sets in modern this morning. We just played a great set with Yarok Field. We're just starting out here with blue-white spirits. Or blue-white flyers, whatever you want to call it. They're going to play their sweeper and I'm going to cry. Maybe I should have just wing worded last turn. Have that flame sweep tier. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You've been playing Bolas's Citadel inside of Aristocrats. That's, let's say ambitious. It sounds ambitious. Deckmaster claims to be working. Stream Decker is updated as well. Yeah, Stream Decker looks to be updated as well. We might be dead here.
The land shall conquer you.
Melody to stake their Hydras is a good suggestion. I like that. Spell Pierce is kind of mediocre here. All the 6 spell hands look great, right? You're just like, this hand looks great since all spells. Hey, Scouty. Thank you for the 2-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't think we're beating a Flame Sweep ever with this deck, so I'm just, like, not really playing around it. It's just too much to hold up mana in the early game. Yep. Is someone asking about this current standard format? I think this current standard format's fine. I think a lot of the complaints related to this current standard format are largely related to the fact that people are just kind of spent on these cards. 12 months is too long for rotation to happen. I think the gameplay patterns of this format are mostly fine, and I think this current standard format is going to make a fine basis for historic. But I think while all of that can be true, I think people are also just, like, ready for rotation to be here. I know it's not even part of the format, really, but, like, if I, like, never see a Wild Growth Walker again, it might be too soon. I drew a card with this there at sorcery speed, because if I drew a land, I could hold up Stormtamer or play Pteramander. Yeah, I definitely think that's true, Dumber. The volume of magic we have to play in Arena makes us a little bit more susceptible to burnout. Alright, one of your finest Sepharas, please. Yikes. Who's got 2 thumbs and is super dead to a flame sweep? This guy right here. Plays any Wild Growth Walker Yarok decks? We have, but they're not very good. Mid-range decks are pretty much just unplayable in this format. I think the format should just rotate twice per year. I think they should just go back to what they had initially advertised at one point. Alright, 5 looks at Milady. There's Milady. There's Milady. Milady being protected by a Siren Stormtamer here. Excellent, excellent. That's what we like to see. How can people afford to play Standard and Paper if there's more than one rotation per year? So Magic the Gathering, you see, is what I like to refer to in the biz as a luxury hobby as opposed to a fundamental basic human right. So if people are priced out of Standard, they should either not play Magic or they should play formats of Magic where it's cheaper to play or play online where it's cheaper to play. I also think the idea that Standard rotating less often makes it cheaper is fundamentally false. If you look at the changes that we saw in the format in this cycle even, look at the decks that were good in 5-set Standard, 6-set Standard, 7-set Standard, 8-set Standard. There wasn't a single deck list that was legal during set 5 Standard at tier 1 that's still a tier 1 deck today. So even without rotation happening, you still need to be someone who's spending money to keep up. So I think this idea that rotation makes Standard fundamentally more expensive is nonsense. Then there's also the price. Let's say you disagree with me or you have some metric that says rotation does actually make Standard more expensive. Here's the next part. Did you know that the price of all Magic the Gathering cards are defined by an artificial scarcity, and the company who creates that artificial scarcity could make the formats cheaper to play? So if rotating more often made it more expensive and that was the reason not to have it rotate more often, Wizards of the Coast could simply not have it rotate so often because that's within their power. People do things for money. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the dual lands they have, Jesse K, they rotate them in and out, right? Like, all the dual lands that are legal right now aren't new prints, right? They're duels that were previously available. Look at Pokemon. You can literally buy the previous year's winning deck list for $20. Sounds great. All right, so I have 3 flying blockers. I have 3 flying attackers. We just have them dead in a couple of turns here still, right? So I attack like this, they take 4, they go to 6. One of the other things I really like, and like again, Wizards could also think outside the box, and one of the things that both Pokemon and Warhammer TCGs do that's really smart is I actually have one here because I won some at Gen Con. The Warhammer TCG, they put out these box things, and Pokemon does something similar where there's all new cards in this box that are standard legal, and these small box sets that you buy and get every card in the box, there's no random to it, cost like 15, 20 bucks. So their standard formats change a little bit midway through a set release. So like normal Magic set release, things get stale and people start looking to do other things about 6 weeks, 6 to 7 weeks in. So there's lots of other things they could do to shake things up like that. So they inject new cards into their standard format outside of set releases in very small increments to change things. They have 3 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attackers. Do I play this and risk Sephara getting plummeted? Probably not. The Warhammer TCG is great. I think I actually might wrap today's stream up with doing a little bit of Warhammer Digital. Practicing the Warhammer game to play at Gen Con reminded me how much I love their designs. The gameplay is really good. Just refreshingly different. I'm taking the Hydrate Crisis here as opposed to the Cavalier Thorns, because this way if they kill my Conclave Tribunal, they don't get their thing back, because the Crisis comes back in as a 0/0 and dies. Hey, Trickle, thank you for the 12 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Get your sword to go with that shield. Scrape that one out there. Yeah, we had Exactsies with the removal spell. A lot of people hitting a year today. Any specific thing happen on the stream a year ago today? It's a good question. What happened in August? Was August the day we did the long stream? Maybe. I know July was... I'm pretty sure July was like the day of big donations. The Pink Beard wasn't quite a year yet. The Pink Beard was earlier this year. It's right after the SCG where you played Wizards. I don't think that's true. That was earlier in the year, right? I genuinely don't remember. Look at the money grab that was the Challenger deck. Sure, you get a Mythic or two, but so much more is needed to make them competitive. Imagine if they were identical to MC Champion decks. Yeah, there's lots of ways they can keep prices down. I started playing Warhammer TCG last night. One of the things I noticed is you often aren't at garbage time until... Yeah, the Warhammer TCG, it's one of those really awful games where you get to actually play the game every game, and you don't just brick and die and do nothing. It isn't like Magic where there's like a number of throwaway games. Like, the game has some variance in it. It's a card game. You shuffle your cards and draw random ones at that, but they're... The resource system in it makes... Speaking of bricking and doing nothing, it's very elegant that I'm talking about that as we brick on an incubation. Just very, very on point, deck. I appreciate your illustration. 728 is when you got 6 with your SCG deck with the Wizard deck. Okay, sweet. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We're about a year after that run. Maybe I should have held up Dispersal this turn. It's possible I should have held up Dispersal this turn. That's true. That's true. If they only play a 7th land, we could possibly tag their Scapeshift next turn. We can counter their Field of the Dead. Yeah, no, Conclave Tribunal it. How long ago was the Owl costume? The Owl costume was March of last year. All right, and then for those, not that we're keeping track, but 60 weeks, 1 day, 11 hours, 58 minutes, and 13 seconds until 3 minutes after rotates. Not that I'm counting. Not that I'm counting. So I shocked in that land because they don't give me something to dispersal. I can draw a card with Sailor. Fastest counterspell NA, yep. Second Scapeshift. Maybe they'll just keep flooding and dying. That would be great. Weird. Wow, they didn't take my Sailor? Bionic Broccoli. Put my Democracy towards a deck with Field of the Dead. 10 out of 10 will do. Thank you for the very generous tier 2. Oh yeah, or the Tribunal. Actually, no. The next deputy's gonna hurt since I have 2 Conclave Tribunals here, but let's get my friends back. Bacchanation coming in hot with the 10 months. I appreciate it. All right, 2 more bricks. Brick by glorious brick, chat. And actually, it needs to be, they need to hit this turn, right? Because they need a turn with the zombies to not die. So they need scape shift this turn. Yeah, because I don't have them dead for 2, but they don't kill me the turn they combo. A wooden sword, I'm now a young Link. Thank you for the 6 months. Cheddar is no cheese, I appreciate it. Welcome back. Hanged Executioner's been very reasonable. Get to bring in Gust, get to bring in Veto, get to bring in Deputy. Spell Pierce is pretty mediocre here. Conclave Tribunal's pretty mediocre. Yeah, Stormtamer beats Settle for people talking about cheeky settles. I just cut Lookout's Dispersal. I feel like I'm just supposed to cut Lookout's Dispersal, right? This doesn't counter a lot of their big plays. Seems good. Seems good. That seems fine. So, something that the submitter didn't have in their deck that I added is I'm not sure if these breeding pools are better off as islands. I wanted the ability to incongruity, like just like leave my options open. But there's probably a good chance that these should just be islands. Seems pretty good. Opponent's not doing a whole lot. I'm gonna lead on Incongruity here. So I can grab Hanged Executioner. Can flash in the Sailor if they don't give me something to counterspell. And then I can, do this into this next turn. Am I vetoing that? I feel like I am. They have a Field of the Dead in play. I think whether or not you're countering their roots tends to be dictated by whether or not they already have a field. Dunk. Every time I get to draw a card with this card, it just feels great. You're just like, yep, gimme. Hey, thanks for the 16 months, MTG Mike. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Looking for a Hanged Executioner. I'm gonna play an untapped land here because it lets me activate Sailor and still cast Gust, which is nice. We are working our way towards 7 mana Skyblade, you're not wrong. Maybe I'm just supposed to gust this in response.
I've got it.
This is the end step escape shift we can't do anything about. Yeah. I think I'm just running it back. Just gonna run it back. Yeah, it isn't even, like we've talked about plenty of times, not to beat it at horse, but it's not even about Teferi's power level so much as it's about just, like, the quality of the gameplay that he generates on average. Just, like, gets rid of a lot of the things that I find fun about Magic. I think I'm keeping this and bottoming the Deputy. And this can find us a 1-drop, hopefully. And then we're just like one creature off of getting Skyblade down quickly. I don't know, I think it's context specific. I think trying to make up hard and fast rules for always do this, never do this type situations gets you into more trouble than it does good. Your Arkfield had a good run today. We tried out Thought Erasure and it felt kind of okay. Probably gonna try it again next time. Any one mana flying creature here would be great. Let's just put the angel down. Perfect. It's a pretty good example of, like, what this deck is trying to do. Like, the consistency gained by playing Incubation was very reasonable there. It's unfortunate. I did not shoot the sheriff, but I would really like to shoot this deputy. Do 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 do. And hey, my breeding pool might come up here. If we draw an Incongruity, we can give them a 3/3 and get our Sephara back. Hey, Harna. Well, thanks for the support. I appreciate you keeping me around. You're having a good one wherever you are. That's a very good draw until they play 3-mana Teferi and Scape Shift next turn. Oh, they don't have Scape Shift. God bless. God bless us, everyone. Meow. Their Scape Shift deck is broken? Maybe. Oh, geez. They can't even time wipe us because picking up your creature with time wipe's not optional, which puts Sephara back into play. Oh, yeah. Bye, Felicia. Woo-hoo! Do you think they realized that was gonna happen? Do you think they realized that was gonna happen? What do you think? They can play their deputy and I sack Stormtamer. And then they die. Because I have 5. They need a life gain land. I'm kind of into what this build is doing. I was really suspect of not playing any of the lords to start, but I'm kind of like picking up what this deck is putting down. Seems really sweet. How are we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I play Magic and a lot of other strategy card games 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely a channel for you. We always play a ton of different decks every day, and every deck that I plan to play on a given day is always listed up there in my stream title or down there, depending on what device you're watching on. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Vitamin String Quartet. It creates unique instrumental string arrangements, everything from Zelda to Zeppelin, and they would love to underscore your next gaming session. You can find them streaming now on services such as Spotify and Apple Music. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artworks they already have on their website. And newly added this week, we have Whoa Duels, which is a peer-to-peer online wagering platform where you can challenge other people for their currency system that you can cash out into real dollars. Sign up is free and you get 10 coins to start, and they also run daily tournaments and monthly giveaways as well.
Don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
I've not worked in radio, but I did a lot of community theater stuff during high school and undergrad, and I've spent time teaching. So this is my teacher voice. The key to being a good teacher isn't even knowing what you're talking about, it's just speaking with confidence. Ideally, you should know what you're talking about, but people will believe you if you're just confident when you say it. I have a great face for radio. My wife would probably agree with you. Yeah, that seems fine. Take my money, Jeff, I'm convinced. The one-eyed Wonder Weasel coming in hot with the 6 month of Prime support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So I didn't do the homework and didn't come into extra classes, but is there extra credit? No, there is not. You've earned an F and you will enjoy it. Yeah, there aren't that many people in Mythic this early in the season, so like it's pretty frequent to get pair-ups like this. Huh. So Stormtamer can protect my Skyblade later, and it enables Lookout's Dispersal, but this being 2 bodies for Skyblade is really valuable. I'm too intense for NPR. They're much quieter than he is.
What if I talked like this? Then would I be okay for NPR radio? What if I just spoke like this the entire time? I can be soft spoken, I promise. I promise, chat.
Not like this. Oh God, please stop it. Help, I need an adult. All right. Bring back Loud Jeff. I take it back. I want the loud one. I will attend all your classes, but will respond to all questions with slightly snarky off-topic comments. Do I pass? Maybe. Depends on what your grades are. I think my favorite thing, and it really showed the kind of entitlement culture we live in today, is people who thought they showed up to every class and just turned in every assignment while doing poorly on them, they thought they deserved to pass. And it's like, well, you only get to pass if you, like, get a passing grade. Or, like, when students would be like, why'd you fail me? It's like, I didn't fail you, you failed you. I gave you the grades you earned. If you weren't happy with it, probably not my fault. They're unbeatable 2-2. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that Zero Lords is correct like this build is playing. But I feel like I understand what this deck is trying to accomplish. All right, so this is just gonna get countered by Stormtamer, right? So that's, oh. If I counter this with Stormtamer, I then don't have Lookout's Dispersal up. Because my pirate will be gone. My favorite part about teaching community college is when parents with 18-year-olds would email me questions about their adult children's classwork. The what grade is my child earning was always a great question too. They're like, I'm not legally allowed to tell you that, but I pay for their school. Nope, can't legally tell you their grades. Ask your child. Is there any reason to not play this out? Not that I can think of, because, like, this covers me from time wipe. Go wide, my flying darts. Do 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 do. If your kid is lying to you about their grades, maybe you should have done a better job raising them. Yep. Aether Gust in, Veto in, Deputy of Detention in, Lookout's Dispersal out. Yeah, this list has been really trim. I don't know, these breeding pools are probably silly. I don't know, they haven't cost us a game yet. If we don't cast Incongruity by the end of the set, the breeding pool should probably go away. You're still undefeated today, right? I don't think we've lost a match yet. Good to see you, Jeff. Didn't know you taught. Thanks for the 5 months, Ghosty. I appreciate that. So, for the last 18 months or so, I've been a full-time meme here on Twitch. This is my only classroom. But I have a master's in mathematics, and I had an education minor during my undergrad. I spent a semester student teaching high school and decided that wasn't for me. And then to set a bar that's incredibly low, streaming full-time on Twitch pays more than adjuncting at various colleges did. Illinois State University, Jin. Christy and I actually moved to Bloomington so I could do my master's program there. I think this is a mulligan. Double Sephara kind of sucks. No other one drops. Like maybe if like these were one drops, I might keep double Sephara. Yeah, this is okay. If you think about these as like other flying creatures, sounds great. What area of math did I teach? A lot of it was just generic gen ed stuff. Pre-calc, finite math, occasionally calculus, stuff like that. Statistics, intro statistics. Yeah, like the Bloomington normal area is great. The best way I can describe the Bloomington normal area is it's not so small that there's nothing to do, but it's not so big that it takes me 35 minutes to drive anywhere in traffic. It's a big small town, yep. And if you want to hear the most American thing possible about Bloomington, Illinois, Bloomington, Illinois has more restaurants per capita than any other country in the United States. If that's not peak United States, I can't tell you what is. I think I'm gonna take Scary Terry. Any other city, every other country, every other city. Come on now. You knew what I meant. Stop it. Ryome, thank you for the tier 2 resub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. More bars per capita. I moved to Wisconsin from Denver 2 years ago. The amount of drinking these people do is insane. Hey, Dark Keeper, thanks for the half a year support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, so I think I'm just rounding up 1-drop still. Maybe I'm supposed to take the Sephara there just because, like, I'm less likely to find another one of those and more likely to find more 1-drops. Yeah, if we hadn't gotten Blast Zone, we'd have been in a pretty good spot there. So the real problem here is that now I can't kill Teferi this turn. So they're going to get to end step scape shift me, which means my Deputy of Detention doesn't get to be interaction. Enough. The highest concentration of Taco Bells. I love the fact that everybody just like knows the town where they live, like what they have the most of. Like this is our pride. We have the most food. We have the most Taco Bells. We have the most bars. Like, that's great. We don't have a lot, but we've got a lot of Taco Bells. My county has more cows than people. So what you're saying is you have a lot of carbon generation in your county. I'm about to get time wiped. Why did we wait till my draw step to time wipe, babe? I don't understand. All right, let's run it back. Let's not get planned for game 2. Not get blast zoned. I know this because I used to manage a Taco Bell, and that was their selling point for job security in my area. That's fair. There's always another Taco Bell to jump to. There's that Gen Con with a guy who works in trades, and he was talking how people brag about the number of DUIs they've gotten away with. That's gross. That's, I think I play catch and release here. Average 2 landers, probably 6 is good. Ooh, yeah, sweet. Look at that. Look at that. Faerie Miscreant's gonna draw a card, chat. Value. All about that sweet, sweet Faerie Miscreant value. Oh, no. Produce more corn than any other county in the US. I'd believe that looking at my backyard. Alright, so if we draw a 1-drop or a Sephara and then Incubation into the other, we can drop Sephara next turn. Veto's not a terrible pickup. Alright, I'm gonna grab her because like I said earlier, I'm way more likely to draw a creature that can enable this than to find another one of these. So like, if I find a 1-drop next turn, I can go Shockland, 1-drop, Skyblade, hold up Veto still. And I'm actually gonna veto this route because they're missing white mana. So I think keeping them off of like Teferi's and what's it called here is valuable. Now, they are going to have a window where they can interact with this, because I can't hold up 1 with that, but that's fine. If we get to untap here, we have a pretty quick clock. And like this setup is just really powerful. You're like, well, this is indestructible, and this can't be targeted by stuff that can kill my 7/7. Playing all my lands out makes sense, because we have cards that draw multiple cards, so you might want to, like, play a bunch of cards the same turn. Spectral Sailor also wants our lands in play. Just over 60 weeks left. I can't contain my excitement. Thank you for the 7 months of support, Vaka. Now, if they have 2 ways to interact with this, they could get through eventually. Also, if they have, like, a 3-mana Teferi, they can, like, Teferi bounce this, try again. I want to try this in Modern with Judges Familiar, but I know I'll just die. Hey, at least you know you'll just die, and, like, knowing is half the battle. I don't have a Sailor in play. I will now, though. That's exciting. Oh, you know what? If they play Teferi and try and bounce this, I can Hanged Executioner it, right? Yeah, that's slick. Yeah, maybe Dude Light? That might have been better. Yeah, the Siren's more flexible, and I had mana available, right? I think you're right. That was the better play. From a mana efficiency standpoint alone, it was a lot better. Those are good hits. Although Gust lines up a little bit awkwardly into Teferi into a thing. My wife went to Go Fest in Chicago last year. She came across the street from the Gold Coast. She had only heard about the Gold Coast from the Dresden Files and had no idea it was a real place. Sure. Sure. One full year. And I'm still very bad at simple math. Being good at simple math is overrated. Thanks for the 8 months of support. I appreciate it, Anti-Archdemon. Oh, I get it. I get it. 1 full year and I'm still bad at simple math. I get it. I see now. I see what you did there. Man, is this one gonna pull us up into Mythic? The Temur Elemental deck we have coming up next is probably pretty reasonable too. Is Temur Elementals your choice of deck for today? It is not. It's a viewer-submitted Temur Elementals list. Is there a command for where we landed at the end of last month? The end of last month didn't matter. Last month was the 3rd month in a 3-month string, where any of those months being putting you in the top 1,000 all gave you the same thing. About how often do you review submissions and accept/reject them? Every other day at most. So I did not respond to deck submissions yesterday, so I'll definitely be sending out responses today. If you are waiting to hear back on something you submitted yesterday, you'll get an email sometime this evening. Usually I do it most days. Christy and I had a meeting. I had to meet with someone yesterday evening, so my schedule got kind of thrown out of sorts. I bought him the land there because I have the winged words, so pretty likely to find our 3rd land on the back of this one. Land War Elves, that's one I haven't seen in a hot second. Sure. We could get Nissa next turn. Land War Elves usually means a Nissa deck. And not Scapeshift, because Scapeshift decks will play Acceleration that put more lands into play a lot of the time. Alright, so we got 6 looks at a Sephara this turn. Sweet. Only needed 1. They could be a mass manipulation deck. So hopefully we don't lose our 7/7. If we get to untap with the 7/7 and Dispersal, the game should be over. We're still in like an okay spot here, honestly. We've got him on a 4-turn clock, and we've got Lookout's Dispersal. We also just like be a professional and rip another Skyblade. They want to play around us, ripping another one. Seems reasonable. Shortens our clock as well. Yeah, they give us something to Dispersal here. We can adapt this next turn, which increases our clock significantly. Wonder if we'll see him attack for 4 here. Makes that cheaper. Down to 10. Assume we're going to see them fort this. Night Pack Ambusher. Nope. Bye, Felicia. So if we draw a land, we have about a 2-turn clock. Yeah, could be a bow deck. Really need to hit the land here. All right, sweet. So I just need 2 bricks out of him. Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? Another Toll Smear doesn't even do it, because it only puts him up to 6 and it kills a 1/1 and we have 6 power. Nissa is not lethal, right? 9, 10. Yeah, I think they missed adapting this 1 turn. If they wouldn't have missed adapting this, I think we would have lost this race to the Nissa. Do you guys think I should kill the Nissa next turn? It's a pretty powerful planeswalker. They didn't even let me choose to attack the Nissa. What a tilt. What a tilt. Always kill the Nissa. Yep. Aether Gust sounds great. It's a Deputy matchup. I feel like Veto's probably not very good here. So one thing to think about, should these Conclave Tribunals just be main deck deputies? Not only is Deputy good against like the Scapeshift decks, but Incubation can find Deputy. Hey, Killer Caterpillar, thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Winged Words is basically identical to Charter Cores. I guess this is marginally better because you can play it before combat. I guess it's better. They're the same card most of the time. I think I'm gonna make that change after this. Although this might be the last match. What's our time? You've been on this one for about an hour. I've liked this configuration though. Gonna make a couple of small changes like sliding Deputy into the main deck, but I like the core of what this is doing. I'm not convinced that Spell Pierce is good. I might trim those. Getting the Incubation hit count up doesn't seem unreasonable. Yeah, Eki, and the failure rate on Charter Course is lower. That's for sure. I think in this build where we're like really digging aggressively for Sephara, Winged Words is probably better. Just because you frequently want to be drawing pre-combat, because if you hit the Sephara, you want to keep it. This is probably a mulligan, right? There's just like no flyers. This hand's fine. The Plains is gorgeous, I agree. Well, the failure rate on Winged Words is it can cost you 3 mana, which is a difference. So as of right now, assuming we draw a brick next turn, we'll go tapped land, second 1-drop. I think I want to lead on this because I want this to have a better chance to live long term. So in the build that we're playing that's less all in on Sephara, I think chart tends to be a little bit better. It's super marginal either way, but I think in this build that frequently wants to draw cards before attacking just because you're trying to get Sephara as aggressively as possible, I think Winged Birds is probably better. And again, I think putting too much thought into it in either direction is really splitting hairs. The 1/1, our 1/1 has been sent to the Shadow Realm, chat. It's gone. It's gone. A Deba, that's all, folks.
We will not fail. Be wary of the ground you walk on. Fight on without me.
Yikes. That's probably dead zone. I'll take a draw step here, but I think even if we like rip an answer to this, I guess if we hit Skyblade here, we could be okay. Skyblade's pretty hard to race. Yeah. Oh, Executioner gets our guy back. Yeah, I guess that's true. I think we're still just hosed though. I don't think we're beating two. We can't really race 2/3/3s. Hey, the Spellweaver. Thanks for the 15 months. I appreciate it. Hope your Wednesday is going swell wherever you are. And that's like assuming that they have nothing else in their hand, right? Hey, Troll. It has been a hot second. Hope your August is finding you well. Booty Snorkeler. That's a username. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate it. Welcome. Seems fine. Had a number of new subs today. New subs. Once it's had a chance to sync, be sure to pop on into the subs Discord as well. Lots of channels there to talk about magic and non-magic related stuff. With fellow Hooglandians, myself included. It's a good way to pick my brain and other people's brains on deck ideas and card choices and stuff like that, even when I'm offline. If you're someone who watches primarily on YouTube too, it's a good way to get a hold of me if you're not here in chat while I'm live during the day. No play here is pretty good for us. Wow, no play and no second mana dorm, so I don't have to worry about Nissa happening next turn, which is great. Entrancing Melody seems strong in this matchup against Dispersal and Hydra Crisis, maybe over Aether Gust. I think if I'm not boarding an Aether Gust against a deck like this, it probably shouldn't be in my 75. I think Melody's okay, but like not super. I think like this covers Hydra Crisis pretty well too. Do you think commander cards will eventually make their way into Arena Brawl? I don't know. That's a good question. I hope they do. I think that would be sweet. Details on how to pop into the Discord can be found here. Huh? I think I just let that happen and saved this Aether Gust for something else, right? I feel like I can just race this, right? There's like dead in 2. Yeah, the sideboard's just like a random collection of cards here for now. Definitely don't really have strong feelings on the sideboard one way or another. Is Brawl going to be a format I'm interested in playing? I think so. I don't know. It depends on how it feels. In general, I'm not a huge fan of best of 1 Magic formats. And I would bet dollars to donuts Brawl is going to be a best of 1 format on Magic Arena. I think I just pass here, right? I think I just pass because this way if they play a Deputy, I can activate Hanged Executioner and get my Skyblade back. Yeah, I really liked this build. I think this was my favorite. This is my favorite blue-white skies build we've played so far on stream. I think these Spell Pierces and these Conclave Tribunals felt a little bit awkward and unnecessary. I think with Scapeshift being a deck, I'd like to see these Deputy of Detentions, at least some of them, come into the main. They're also a creature that we can find with Incubation Druid. I think I'd like to go up to the 15th 1-mana blue creature with another Pteramander here. What else? I think these breeding pools were silly and these should just be basic islands, but I said that when we started, so I'm not really surprised that that's how it ended up feeling. We never cast Incongruity. Incubation itself, though, was just very good. Between Incubation and Winged Words, we found Skyblade very consistently, which was nice. This is what this curve actually looks like, right? These are our 1s, these are our 2s, these are 3s, these are bigger. And I've got, like, 1 open slot here. Honestly, finding, That's true. This is basically a 1. Finding Sephara seemed really good. We were talking about Winged Words versus Chart of Course. I wonder if we just like play a chart as a 5th Winged Words. I don't hate that. Just like Winged Words number 5. Vox, thanks for the 11-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, I don't know about Sphinx in the good hands. I kind of like that this build is focused on being, like, lower to the ground and more trim. You honestly probably go up to 4 deputies. Yeah, Sky, someone said Sky Tether is cute. I agree with you. This card's hilarious. This card seems really sweet. Yeah, I don't even know what the last couple of cards on the sideboard should be, honestly. Pick your favorite blue-white cards and round it out. Maybe you could play some Disdainful Strokes. Maybe you could play more Tecatli Honor Guard. Yeah, Honor Guard seems fine. I guess Honor Guard shuts down Hanged Executioner and Deputy though. So I don't know that I'm in for that. Spell Pierce is pretty mediocre in this format right now, dude, like, because the primary deck that you want to be countering things against is Scapeshift, and it draws very dead in that matchup. Oh, I like Dovin. Let's put Dovin in. Dovin's a sweet card against Esper Hero. Against Esper Control. It's like, plays into our primary game plan and like is also good in the control matchup, that seems reasonable. I don't think we want it in the main because we're not going to be able to protect this card. I think that seems fine. That seems fine. All right, so we are going to be done with this one for today. We played it for a little over an hour like we usually do, but I think this was honestly my favorite build of Blue-White Skies we played so far. I might update the list on my website to match this one now. So if you want to grab it with the changes we just made, there it is on my Stream Decker page. And that being said, let's roll. We're not done for the day. We're going to roll on into some Temur Elementals here, featuring Neoform up next. Tails End to counter Blast Zone. That might not be terrible, honestly. I've definitely registered Tails End before. Your deck tab is clean. I have all 60s right now. Yeah, I churn through so many that I make it a point to clear out the ones I'm pretty confident I'm not going to play again. So like the things that lurk in my deck tab from day to day are decks that you know I really like. That is why I frequently say the decks that we actually play on stream doesn't tell you which decks I like because either viewer submitted things for the most part. Looking at what stays in my deck editor is a good way to see what I like. I get angry at decks a lot, so I don't have a lot in that tab.